everybody. Welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 118. I'm your host, Rico, here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
Dane freaking Cody. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, and or whatever the hell we like. Mainly video games. And of course, a little bit of the rest. Before any of that, we shoot the shit, get into what we've been playing, some news, sometimes public service announcements when there's some tip or game or sale or something you got to get at, we let you know about. And of course, our free-for-all section, where we talk about whatever the hell we like.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, even before any and all of that,
cheers,
we get into our designated drinking section. Because you can't be a geekaholic without being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Dane, what are you drinking?
Scotch.
Scotch.
Yeah.
I love scotch.
Macallan Barrel Select. It's very nice.
Good in my belly.
I picked up some more scotch on the weekend when I was down in the States. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just had a nice adventure down south, didn't you?
What are you drinking, Rick?
I'm just drinking Crown.
Nice.
Straight again.
Yeah.
I ran down here because I basically threw the baby in the bed and was like, peace, I'm out.
If you in fact actually did that, that would be kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's like
just
the little
tosser in there.
The little puff of smoke, like, you know, the
exactly
Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I can't do his noise. That was a weak attempt. You get the gist.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had, we went down to the States, actually drove down to Portland on the weekend. We visit my wife's family. Man, that traffic through Seattle all the way to Portland is fucking bullshit.
All the way to Portland it was bad?
Just about. So we got to just above, like just north of Seattle at around the Everett area. And then we just pretty much started doing the like stop, go, slowly creep along. And we did that.
For like 5 minutes or so, right?
For about 5 hours.
Are you kidding me?
No, actually I'm not. I'm not even joking you. So we got to north of Seattle, we got to about Edmonds at about 2:30. And we managed to get to Portland. We managed to get to our hotel in Portland at about 8:30 that night.
Wow.
Traffic pretty much did that all the way till south of Olympia, almost all the way to Portland, where it finally let up, and we had about 45 minutes, maybe an hour of driving that didn't suck. So
I know Seattle's bad, but ugh.
It was gross. And the worst part is that on the way back, I wish it was like, oh, it was way better. It was about an hour less, but just about as bad. So, yeah, no, so my Friday was literally, like, I took the day off. My wife had to do some work stuff. So I, like, hung out, played some video games on my Switch while she was at work down in the States for a bit. And then we literally drove all day. And then Saturday we hung out with her family. Sunday we did a tiny little bit of shopping and then drove all the way home. By the time we got home, we left Portland at about 3-ish, give or take. It was right around 3 when we left Portland. We got home like 11. And we stopped for dinner for about an hour outside. Was right around the outlets, like the north of Seattle by the outlets is where we stopped for dinner. So yeah, it was ridiculous. It was so much driving. Like honestly,
That sucks.
I think the next time I go, if we have to go to Portland, we might actually just fly. It was bad. It was so bad. And
yeah, I've been stuck in that Seattle shit before, but
like it just sucks, man. Because like you get there and there's nowhere to go. It's not like here where if the number one's backed up, you can go 3 other different routes. You know, like if you're trying to get into the city, there's like lots of different ways you can do it. But pretty much if you're trying to get through Seattle, it's the 405 was as bad as the I-5 and you can't really go anywhere else. Like it's stupid. It's
lame.
Yeah. So
did you guys stay the night?
Yeah, no, we were down there like all weekend. We were down there Friday, Saturday. We came home Sunday.
Any particular reason or just visiting?
Just pretty much visiting family.
Nice.
Yep.
I was trying to think what I did this weekend. My weekends are such a blur of like just not working and having a day. Well, not really to ourselves, but
yep.
I think we took our cars in for oil changes. We watched Game of Thrones and I played soccer, scored an awesome goal.
Nice. Pixar didn't happen.
No, it happened.
Oh, okay.
I almost scored every game of soccer this season. I think I've only not scored like 2 games.
I don't even think that's a humble brag. That's just a full-on brag at this point.
Yeah. And I've won every game except for one. I've only been on the losing team once.
Psh, look at you
Not that I have anything to do with that. I'm just really lucky, is what I'm saying.
Fair enough. That's awesome. When's your season end?
It ends long weekend.
Oh, okay.
But I only have one game that I'll be able to make between now and PAX and holidays, so
lame.
I'm trying to think, what did I do this weekend? Oh, yeah, I'll talk about it later. I know what I did this weekend.
I know what you did last weekend.
I did a couple things, but I'm going to talk about them in our free-for-all section.
All right.
I guess with that, nothing memorable.
Yeah, no.
I guess we can move on to what you've been playing.
What have you been playing?
Well, remember last week when I said I didn't play Splatoon 2?
You've now played it.
I've actually played some Splatoon 2.
Oh my god.
That game's great.
Yeah?
It's really good.
I'm still on the fence about buying it.
It's just as good as the first one, but...
See, that's part of the problem. I didn't play the first one, so I'm not really sure if... yeah.
It's got the campaign similar to the first game.
Okay.
Which I guess are kind of like puzzle levels, sort of.
Okay.
But at the same time, you're learning techniques that will apply to multiplayer, fighting CPU-controlled enemies, like the squids or whatever the hell. I don't even know what the enemy's called. The calamari, the fucking octo losers. They're like octopus, and they stole some fish thing. And is it Mary or Callie?
I don't know.
One of the original hosts from the first game is missing, so you're trying to find her.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, it's pretty good.
Sweet.
It's similar in structure to the first game. Bunch of levels, collect the doohickey. You need so many to open up the next level, almost like a Mario 64-ish kind of thing.
Right, yep.
And then culminates in a boss battle.
Sweet.
And then you move on to the next little open world. It's not like open world, but like hubby little areas, hub section type areas where the stages launch from.
Right.
And there's little secrets within those areas, and then you launch in the stages proper.
Okay.
So I like it. I like the campaign in the first one a lot. If you remember me saying, was it last year? It was probably the year before. Like the end boss is one of the best end bosses I've played in a game in a really long time.
Yeah, you did have good things to say about it
in the first game, so I'm sure they'll carry on here. I played some multiplayer. I'm not going to say tons.
Right.
Enough to unlock the salmon rod mode and all the shops, so I can actually start purchasing stuff, like purchasing items.
Right. Because there's like an in-game store and stuff. Is that for real money or just in-game currency?
It's just in-game currency. There's no like store where you're like spending real money.
Okay.
You earn like gold from playing matches, and you also level up. as you level up, it unlocks the ability to purchase different weapons.
Interesting.
So you don't just get them like, say Call of Duty progression. You have to purchase them with the gold you get.
Right.
And they have different perks and different super abilities or special abilities associated with the different weapons. I just unlocked the dualies, the dual fisting little pistols. I really like those from the Splatfest.
Yeah, I've actually heard good things about those.
So I just unlocked those, and I bought some new gear. But of course, they have some amiibo functionality in this game.
Of course they do.
And you actually get some really good items from the amiibo. So I'm wearing this really wicked looking robot helmet that gives you like more experience. And I seem to be one of the only people that I've been playing with that have it. Either these amiibos are really hard or people just don't know about it. I don't know.
Or they just, people are like, amiibos are stupid. Why would I do that?
True. That's true too. It's a cool game in that it's different than your typical online shooter.
Right.
It's not so high stakes. Matches are like, I think 5 minutes or something. They're super short.
You gotta paint that arena, man.
And you don't have to be good at shooting enemies. You just have to be good at painting the arena.
Yeah, gotta get that paint down.
Every game that we play where there's a guy concentrating on killing us, they always lose.
Right.
So you'll see their top guy on their team will have something like 7 kills. But when you look at the map, our team will have just destroyed them like 60-something to like 20-something or 30 or whatever.
Right.
And because killing people isn't really the point. When you run into another enemy, yeah, you want to fight them and kill them and then take over the turf that you were battling on. But if you concentrate on the enemy and not painting, like splatting paint on the turf to, cover it, you're not contributing to the point of the match.
Right.
So I've won.
Really, the whole idea of for all intents and purposes, is killing the other guys is to keep them from painting some of that area for a bit, right?
Yeah. So I'm 5-3 in multiplayer.
Okay.
So one more than lost. I had a couple disconnections because.
Have you been using that sweet voice chat app?
No, fuck that. The Wi-Fi is not good in my office. Well, at least the 2.4 isn't that strong.
Oh.
And the Switch isn't the best at receiving Wi-Fi.
The Switch isn't the best at lots of things, but you're not wrong.
So when it's under my TV, I have to kind of pull it over to the left, and then it's fine. But where I have it living in my cabinet, it doesn't like it, so I just have to move it like a foot over, and then all of a sudden there's no problems.
Oh, interesting.
And I was also playing with a Pro controller and on TV, not in handheld mode.
Oh, okay.
That game's beautiful. And it runs really well. It's so vibrant. It's such a, it's not like a 4K crazy PS4 Pro, Xbox One X title. But it has such a cool style visually and just so colorful.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic on my TV.
If there's one thing Nintendo has sorted out, it's they realize, hey, our console is not super strong as far as that goes, so we need to make sure that our games have an art style that is a strength, not, they're not going to look, it's not going to look like a Call of Duty and, the new Battlefields and stuff like that. It's just not. Like, the horsepower is not there. So, I mean, you got to work with the strengths, right?
I haven't noticed any one weapon that's being overused.
Okay.
Again, I haven't played that much multiplayer, so I could be just not noticing yet. If there's some one weapon, all the teams I've been on and faced against, everyone's been using basically a different weapon.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm using a lot of the early weapons because I just started playing. That's the one thing. The matchmaking in this game, I guess, is just way off because I'll get into games and people are like level 30, level 20, and then here I am like level 4. I'm like the only single-digit person out of everyone in the game.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. I topped the leaderboard on my team in a couple of the games.
That can also partly be like a bit of a challenge at the very beginning of a game, right? Where lots of people are coming in
Well, it
But
came
there's
out
also-
last week, so
Well,
Or
that's what I was
Friday?
going to say. You're in that spot where there's been enough people that have picked it up that there can be lots of people that when they first picked it up, they've, gone on and played lots, right? So
I always regretted not picking up the first game, and I'm actually really happy that I picked this one. And more
that's
happy than even the little bit that I played of ARMS. I think this game has a lot more legs.
oh, fair enough. That's sweet.
But
Ha ha. Such a dad.
yeah, it's freaking awesome. I'm super happy. I'm pretty excited to play some local if we run into people at PAX, because I can
Nice.
imagine that could be a hoot.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Does it have ad hoc local?
It has local multiplayer. You can do the salmon run mode, which is the people keep comparing it to a horde mode, but apparently it's awesome. I haven't played that yet, so I'll have to report on that next week.
Interesting. Okay.
Excuse me.
Bless you. You got to go again.
Yeah, I muted it that time. I didn't have time to mute it the first time. Yeah, I'm pretty happy though. I'm happy I picked it up.
That's awesome.
I really liked the first game, so now I have
still
it
kind of
portably.
on the fence. I don't know.
Well, you can decide in a few weeks when we see each other at PAX for yourself.
Yeah, no. It's one of those things where I'm trying to not let FOMO get the better of me
Yeah,
anymore,
it's
and
pretty bad.
I'm trying to be a little better about just
A
saying
responsible
no.
adult.
I'm not going to probably play that. I don't need to buy it and see what it's all about right away.
I have 100 games to play already.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I'm
That's fine.
yeah.
Um,
It's hard though, because obviously there's not a ton of stuff for the Switch, and that's definitely looks good and tempting and stuff. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, they've been spreading them out one game a month, so you're like, oh, I'll just get another one.
yeah, exactly.
It's pretty easy to fall in that trap. I played some more Wolfenstein. I don't
nice.
know how far I am, but I played some more.
Fair enough.
Then I beat Fire Emblem
Oh wow.
Echoes.
Okay.
Tales
Sweet.
of Valentia. Is that what it's called? Seriously has the longest freaking name out of all the Fire Emblems.
That last
I
Fire
beat
Emblem
that.
game that came out.
Yeah, it had a pretty cool ending. It lets you keep playing and random enemies spawn. There's $60 something worth of DLC, a whole other game's worth of campaigns.
Whoa.
But I don't think I'll be purchasing that.
Fair enough.
So promptly after
think
beating it,
pretty much done with that then.
I think so, because I don't think I'm going to do the DLC.
You didn't
I want to play
promptly
Splatoon,
start
and I
playing
want
it
to play.
again as soon as you finished it or something stupid.
Well, I want to play Splatoon, and I want to play some other stuff. So I don't want to do the DLC. I don't think, and I don't really care for the end. There's really no end game stuff at this point.
Okay.
Because you can't carry your progress over. I guess I could start the game over on a higher difficulty, but I don't really see a lot of point in that. But it did make me go back and play the old one. So I started playing the other one. And I've already sunk a bunch of hours in Fates. Because I beat... If you remember... Everyone remembers. I think... Did Fates come out when we were recording? I think it might have came out before we started recording.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Maybe when we just started, because we've been doing this for 2 years now. Yeah, no, it came out early in our podcast history.
That sounds right.
I'm looking at Wikipedia, so apparently it came out in 2015. Then again, that could have been the Japanese release date.
That could be true, too.
No, this one had a universal release date.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was definitely out when we first started. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so I went back to that one.
Okay.
That one had 3 games. It was Birthright, Conquest, and then if you bought one of those 2 versions of the game, you could buy Revelations discounted.
Right. Okay, yeah, this is starting to come back to me.
or you bought the special edition, which had all 3 games on one cart.
Right.
Which is the one I bought. And I beat the first 2, and now I'm playing the Revelation campaign, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, yeah.
It is, like, they did a really good job of... Echoes was a remake of an NES game. We kind of went over this already.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job of bringing that ancient game into sort of like this new in quotes engine or format or platform, or I don't know what you want to call it.
They updated it.
Yeah, like the battle system and everything.
Right.
But they didn't have some of the things that Fates has, like the relationships on the battlefield, your players being able to team up or, support each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They didn't put that in Echoes, and they have that in Fates, obviously, which is really cool. And I'm like, going back to this one and realizing how awesome that feature is, it's like, oh, it's too bad that game didn't have it. It wasn't like so sorely missed. And also, Fates has the weapon triangle, similar to the mobile game.
Okay, yeah. I thought they all kind of had a similar...
They did, but Echoes doesn't have that.
But I mean, Echoes was also a game from how long ago?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it was a pretty old game. Because, I feel like all of the ones that I've played, at least over the last, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a newer gaming convention in the recent Fire Emblems, is the red swords green, versus blue. Green axes versus blue. And then you have mage and archers, which,
neutral.
They
can be neutral, or they can be other ones as well.
Yeah, they can be red or colored as well, or they cannot be, or, they are strong against flyers, and flyers are strong against this and that. So, Echoes didn't really have that, whereas this game totally does. And the team up attacks are really cool.
Nice.
God damn it, I'm back into Fire. I've been playing so much Fire Emblem. It's ridiculous. This game's like 2 years old, which is good. I beat the other 2 campaigns. I was looking at the game clocks between the 2 campaigns because I have saves from the ends of each of those.
Right.
I put over 100 hours in just those 2 games.
Wow.
And now I'm on the 3rd one. And I really like it. But I do miss the voice acting. The voice acting in Echoes, though it being an older, updated game, they have little voice acting in Fates.
Oh, okay.
They'll say a sentence or 2 here and there randomly, but every line of text is excellently voice acted in Echoes, which I assume they're going to do for the Fire Emblem that's coming out next year for Switch and 3DS.
I would think so.
Yeah, it absolutely has to. I thought that Echoes didn't look... When I first played Echoes, my mind pictured Fates looking better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I thought Fates was like, oh, this is cool for a remake update, and I didn't think it looked very good.
Right.
But going back to Fates, it's like graphically they just basically put it in the new engine, but it's the old game. Minus some of the new stuff they added to Fates, obviously, because the old game didn't have those systems.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, I thought for some reason this didn't look as good, but it looks just as good, and the voice acting is awesome. But I missed that in Fates. But the team up attacks and all the weapons and stuff, the way it works in Fates is like, oh man, that's why I love Fire Emblem. So I started playing another old game, 1 new game and 2 old games, and that's where I'm at. Good so games. Fire Emblem already Fates is taken away from Splatoon 2.
Is Splatoon 2, from what I understand, it's predominantly a multiplayer game, though, right?
Yeah, well, you got the campaign.
There is a single-player campaign, but from what I understand, it's sort of like each level is almost a bit like a puzzle, and
it's like Call of Duty, right?
Right.
You come for the multiplayer, and it's a bonus. I like the campaign. I think it's just fine. I actually am enjoying the multiplayer. I never played the multiplayer of Splatoon 1.
Right.
But then again, I did just borrow it from the library, I think.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it for very long, and I ran through the campaign.
Right. Oh, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's primarily multiplayer. I really want to play the Salmon Run Horde mode. People say that mode seems pretty awesome, and that's a cooperative,
Yeah. Are
multiplayer.
you using motion controls with it, or are you using
No,
the Pro controller
no.
predominantly, or
No, I can't use the motion controls. I'm too old.
it's weird. Some people are like, "Oh yeah, it's the only way to play." You gotta play with the motion controls.
People who are good with the motion controls are real good.
Yeah.
It just gives you a level of fidelity, like almost like a mouse and keyboard.
Right.
As opposed to the jerkiness of like moving a cursor around with a stick, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I could see that.
I've played with the motion controls. I just don't like to be moving when I'm playing. I find with the Pro controller, it's so much better than just playing with the Switch in handheld mode.
Yeah, that's
like I'm even
that's
better
how I would
than
be
when I'm just playing with the Switch in my hand. But hey, it works.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Sweet.
And you said you played nothing, so
yeah,
I guess
nothing new. I mean, I played a bit more Zelda when I was waiting for my wife, and I played a little bit more Shantae as well. That game is still
actually
really good.
What Shantae is it again? That's on
Half
Switch?
Genie Hero.
Half Genie Hero.
Yeah.
So I played the
Curse of the Pirate, something.
Curse of the Pirate, I think.
Yeah, there's like the Curse of the Pirate King.
I had
something
it on,
like that. I can't remember.
I had it on PC. And I'm like, hey, I want to check this out.
Those games are all available on Steam.
But it's got it's the pixel art.
That would have been one of the the pre-games.
It's not like the hand-drawn animated one, like the new one. Is the one you're playing on Switch is the newest one, right?
It is. Half Genie Hero is gorgeous. It's high resolution. It's incredible looking. We looks
talked about
really good.
I looked at it in the trailers and I'm like, this one? And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, oh yeah, that's just because that's the new one. They changed that. The old ones were all just Super Nintendo-ish style.
Yeah, exactly. They were kind of that.
The characters talking to each other were all that pretty hand-drawn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the actual gameplay wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that game continues to be great.
I was contemplating picking it up because it's not very expensive.
Yeah, no, I would highly recommend it. It's a great game. I'm learning more about it as I'm going, and it's the more I'm liking things that they're doing. I think it's really cool. It has definitely got the whole going and finding things and quests, and they don't just hand the game to you and here you go, which is really cool.
It's stage based, or is it total Metroidvania?
It's stage based. So there's stages that you go to and you unlock stuff, but throughout the game you tend to have to go back to various stages after you collect, very Castlevania-ish style, where you have to go back to various, you get abilities and you get different dances so that you can turn into different animals. That allows you to get to various areas and open and unlock things. So then you'll have to go back to another level to unlock or open a thing that you weren't able to before, which then can push the story forward and stuff. So it's cool. I like it. It's been a lot of fun. So
I might have to pick that up. And
of course, unfortunately, with everything that was going on, I just didn't really get a chance to play any games. It's brutal too because I've got some VR stuff that I'm like dying to check out. And
you had to drive for the 5 hours you're in traffic, I take it?
No, actually, my wife, I offered to drive, but my wife wanted to drive, so she drove.
She's been playing games instead of bitching on Twitter.
It's one of those things, man, where if I'm sitting there enjoying myself, it's hard to, let her hate her life if I'm sitting there playing games. You gotta kind of hate it too with her.
You're a bigger human being. You're a bigger human being than I am, clearly.
I know. You would have been there face down in whatever game.
Been playing vids.
Exactly. So.
Oh man, it sucks we're stuck on the highway, hon, because I'd totally take over driving.
Yeah.
I guess with that, we can get into the news.
Yeah, finally the news is kind of starting to pick up. Actually, we're clearly coming up to Gamescom and stuff.
There's a shitload of news, and I actually had to delete stuff.
Wow.
So I'm like, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. Destiny 2 beta has been announced.
For the PC.
We already knew about that, but release date is coming August 28th.
Yes.
So we get a couple days and specs, a couple days before we head out to PAX of playing the beta on PC.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Those PC specs are not... They're a little heftier than I thought they would be, actually.
You see, they don't say anything about whether the specs are geared towards 4K, though. Do they? No. They just say recommended. So, I don't know what baseline of resolution that's for.
I feel like I was reading...
They say in the bottom that all the PCs and at E3 as well, I can confirm that they were all running 1080 Ti's.
Yeah, which that doesn't surprise me at all. It's kind of one of those things where if you're showing off a game like that, of course you're going to be running it on minimum of, well, I shouldn't say minimum, but you're definitely going to be running it on 1080s.
Yeah, see, it launches September 6th. This is a Wednesday. That's weird.
Yeah. This kind of surprised me, though. Their recommended specs. Processor are about where I would expect. But the GPUs, I was surprised. Their recommended GPU is a 970 or a 390. Which means my video card just barely squeaks by as a recommended. They also recommend 8 gigs of RAM.
Oh, that's lots of RAM.
Minimum RAM is 6 gigs. So, yeah, I don't know. I might have to start putting money aside.
For what? Yeah. A new video card or a new...
I need to do a whole new PC.
When did you build yours last? It's been a while, hasn't it?
2011.
Oh, yeah, that's like 1,000 years.
I know.
In PC language.
I've upgraded the video card a few times since then, obviously. But when I built it, I thought well ahead, right? i7.
What was yours again? Yours is an i7?
Yep.
First
i7 2600K with 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, you're not that bad.
So, well, it's... The problem that I'm running into now is that the newer processors have various things that they've set as far as...
like hardware features that these games
that I don't have. Exactly. And that's where I'm actually like, for VR, for example, there's different hardware stuff that they've made and changed for VR that technically my processor doesn't have. So technically my processor is not supported for VR. Now I don't know.
That stuff's getting a little taxing.
Yeah. Well, and I've even noticed it a little bit with some of the Ubisoft games actually seemed to be the worst. Although since I did upgrade that video card almost a year ago now, that's definitely helped huge. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. It's hard because I need to do the big motherboard.
Yeah, because it's going to be
RAM,
DDR4, new motherboard, new CPU,
exactly,
and a graphics card.
Yeah. So I mean, I could do the bulk of it and then maybe do a graphics card later. But even still, those three things right there is like $1,200. So
what are you running now? Video card wise?
It's an AMD. I want to say a Radeon. What the hell is it called? It's the R9 290X. So it's still a good card. It's a 4 gig card, which is great. But it's starting to get a little bit long in tooth.
Yeah.
Because essentially what they did is they took the 290 series and then they gave it a slight increase in...
Yeah, it's like their TI version, right?
Well, no, what they did is they took the 290 series that I have, then they bumped the speeds up a tiny bit, and then released it as a 390 series. So the 390 that like the Bungie is recommending for Destiny 2 is essentially my card. Like my card is slightly faster than a vanilla 390. and it's just slightly slower than the 390X. So, but they're just starting to get old. They're just kind of getting old. So, but I don't know.
I guess you'll find out when the beta comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
See how it actually runs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate it running awful or anything like that, but it just made me think. That's all. It was kind of like, oh,
yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how it runs on my machine.
Oh, I wouldn't be worried about it on your machine, but
I'm not too worried. But I'm just wondering if I'll be able to kill it at 4K or not.
All right. Well, you're ultra wide though. You're not even 4K,
I'm sub 4K, but
right.
I could pump it out to my TV too, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So moving along, PlayStation Plus price hike announced for Europe. There's not much to say here except for, man, people are babies. We had a price hike last year, but there just seemed to be a lot of kerfuffle on the internet about it.
We had a price hike, and then also our dollar went to crap, so we got like two price hikes.
Ours went up $20.
Mm-hmm.
This went up €10 or whatever.
I thought it was 5 a month, or something, but
it says 39. Oh, that's pounds. 39 to 49. Okay, well, it only has a stupid freaking pound. That's not all Europe, stupid article. All right, here we are, 49. So 59 euros.
Okay, so it went up $10 a year.
Well, I guess it's more than 10 because their dollars are strange, but compared to ours. But yeah.
Okay.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Ours went up $20.
Yeah.
You get a lot of value. You get a lot of free games. Sick and tired of people bitching about PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live like it's some kind of fucking highway robbery. The days of free online gaming are gone, especially with server costs and bandwidth costs. It's never going to go away. That's the new reality. We've been in it for, Jesus Christ, probably getting close to 15 years now. Like,
hey man, somebody's got to pay for those mainframes.
Yeah, it's just funny that it's still a freaking issue for people to cry over.
Yeah, people hate change though. They freak out about anything.
Change happened in the PlayStation 3 era. You should be used to it now. Everything goes up. It's the way it is. It sucks. They're not trying to rip anyone off and so fucking Sony. It's like
Sony was always slightly cheaper than Xbox Live anyways.
I'm not defending Sony.
Does this
ideally?
I think this puts them at the same price point as Xbox Live, does it not?
I wish they were both fucking free. And I hate paying for online games, but it is what it is. Nintendo's even going to start paying. That's the era we live in. Nintendo doesn't even know how to do online. They don't even put Ethernet ports on their stuff. They don't know how to do internet. They're so bad.
Well, unless they figure some shit out, there's no way in hell I'm going to be giving them any money for online.
Oh yeah, their platform needs a big freaking upgrade. Some value add, because the multiplayer voice chat
is non-existent and hilarious.
Well, I ain't using it. Then again, I don't have any friends I'm playing Splatoon with right now, but at this point it sounds like such a clusterfuck that I can't even be bothered.
Yeah.
Chords and splitters and nonsense, like fuck off.
Oh, it's stupid. And I wonder what the hell somebody was thinking, because
nobody was thinking.
Everybody has a freaking cell phone. Like, there's a lot of kids out there that want to play with their friends that don't have iPhones.
Yeah, it's okay. We bitched about that last week.
And the week before.
The app sucks. One thing I did forget to talk about last week, or the week before, is the disaster that was the Pokemon Go Fest.
Oh man, that thing was a hot mess, that's for sure.
So for those of you that didn't know, Pokemon had like a anniversary event for their first year in Chicago at Grant Park, and I think it was something like 50,000 people showed up.
Oh, it wasn't that many.
No, apparently it was like tens of thousands of people, dude. It was pretty freaking huge.
I heard it was in the realm of 5,000 people, but
no. Okay, well, 50,000 sounds good. Just go with it.
there definitely wasn't 50,000. There was a lot of people there. I don't know if they've ever said how many was there, but there definitely wasn't 50,000.
Someone fucking said that, and now I gotta look it up because you pissed me off.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go Fest attendees. Well, that's related to the story that we're talking about, but it doesn't say how many people attended here, does it? No. Oh, goddamn it. This doesn't make for good radio, so...
Okay.
5,000
people.
Or 50,000. They charged a bunch of people money for a festival they were holding to celebrate Pokemon Go, the most amazing Pokemon mobile game ever.
Yes.
And they were going to release legendary Pokemon, and it was going to be a big giant raid that everyone was going to take part in Chicago together, comparable to that ridiculous trailer video they showed a year ago where still none of those features exist in the game. And they were all going to take it down together, except for that nobody could play, because what happens when you put a bunch of people in one place at the same time? Oh, that's right. The cell phone towers take a total shit.
Yep.
And nobody can do anything. You've witnessed this every time we go to PAX.
Oh, yeah.
Our phones are like fucking useless.
Just about useless. Yep.
E3? Actually, my phone worked at E3, so...
Yeah, it kind of depends. But for the most part, it depends on the network that you're on. And there's a few things. But one of the things that actually surprised me was that they didn't get Wi-Fi set up. Because I feel like they could have done a better job of, like, blanketing
offloading
the whole area with Wi-Fi. And then they wouldn't have had to worry about it. But
clearly... Niantic just didn't think this through. And guess what? Next year's event will probably go a lot smoother than this year's event.
Probably.
Because there's a whole business of setting up cell towers near events to accommodate for stuff like this. Apparently like there's a whole...
Apparently they partnered with Sprint for this event. And apparently the people that were on Sprint it was usable. They were able to actually use it.
But everyone else was...
But pretty much everybody else got screwed. And apparently they did have a couple Wi-Fi areas, but I think it just ultimately too many people in one place, and the cell providers that they didn't or weren't working closely with just couldn't keep up. Because, yeah, like you said, a lot of times with events like this, they'll bring in little portable... almost like little portable cell towers to help blanket the area and keep coverage up. And they run hard lines to them, and then it provides a cell tower signal, and it helps huge. And apparently, like I said, Sprint did that, but I guess nobody else did. And by the time they realized their mistake, it was too late to try and get that stuff implemented. So...
Yeah. It just seemed to be a disaster. People were booing, couldn't play.
Chanting, fix the game, fix the game.
They ended up refunding everyone. They ended up giving everyone the legendary because they couldn't catch it because it didn't work. And
$100 in Poke coins.
Some people are actually now filing a class action lawsuit, which I don't know what kind of legs that has because I ain't no friggin' lawyer.
It's the U.S. It's got legs.
I just thought we should talk about it because we forgot to, and
it was a thing that happened.
What a disaster.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they get their stuff sorted out, and I mean, I feel bad for the people that flew to Chicago for this event, hoping that it was going to be everything they wanted it to be, and then it was a giant disappointment. But hey, it kind of is like a throwback to a year ago when that's what everybody was going through trying to play Pokemon. AKA when the game first came out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that was a disaster. Pokemon Go Fest.
Was.
Good luck, people seeing them.
Nah.
I actually started playing stupid Pokemon Go again.
I saw your photo of like all your batteries for your stupid armband thing.
I was actually prepping for Disney World because we do a lot of walking, and I have that stupid Pokemon Go Plus adapter.
Right.
And I got some batteries from the dollar store, but I swear to God, they're all dead.
Yeah, they're probably terrible because you got them at the dollar store.
They like work, like they're strong enough to pair the device, and then it's like as soon as I try to connect, it stops blinking, and it's like it just has no juice. And I'm like, really? It's like brand new batteries. So then I went on Amazon. Well, I went to London Drugs. And for those of you who don't know, it's a pharmacy / grocery store /
hardware
technology store.
Yeah.
Camera store. And I went to go buy a battery for my Pokemon Go Plus, and it's like $10. I'm like, what the are you talking about for an Energizer for one battery?
Yeah, they're not cheap.
And I'm like, fuck this. And like, so I go on Amazon, I'm like, oh, Sony brand. I'm like, Sony's a good brand. Amazon selling it. Oh, $13 for 20 batteries sold. So I ordered 20. I needed one battery. I got 20. Sweet. But they're not here yet. I don't think they're going to be here before I go, which sucks.
Oh, so now you're going to have to pay for the $10 battery.
Well, no, I'm just going to have to manually swipe and catch stupid Pokemon.
Oh,
that game is so dumb.
Like a chump.
Why did I start playing that stupid game? Oh, I know why. Because Pokemon Go was in the freaking news. That's why.
That you don't want to miss out, man. Fear of missing out.
That game's still dumb. Dragon Quest 11 is coming next year to the West. Square Enix has finally said. Sweet. There was rumors and musings about it. But yeah, it's coming next year. Just launched in Japan this weekend.
And it sold like gangbusters.
Yeah, it sold like crazy. Actually, it sold like over 1 million copies on 3DS.
Yeah.
It's out on PS4 and 3DS.
I thought they'd said it sold over 2 million copies within 48 hours.
Yeah. It was 900,000 on PS4 and like 1.1 or something on 3DS. And it's like sold out everywhere. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to sell out like crazy for... Dragon Quest has always been a huge event in Japan. And this game has been pretty anticipated. It's pretty obvious it was going to come here. I don't know how anyone could not realize it wasn't going to come here.
Hey man, funnier things have happened.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
And by 2018, it's probably going to be next fall. So
yeah,
that's over a good year away.
They pretty much came out and said it's an exorbitant amount of work to try and localize all of the audio and all of the writing and everything else for that game. So
yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's fully voice acted.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Atlus announces Persona 5 anime coming next year.
Okay,
cool.
They did a Persona 4 anime, did they not?
Yep, they did. So now they have a Persona 5 one coming.
Sweet.
They had like a short anime episode or move. I don't know, thing they did for Persona 5?
Is that the one where they did it before the game came out?
Yeah, before the game came out.
Whatever?
Yeah, but I think it was like 20 minutes or so. I don't even know how long it was. I never saw it. But anyway.
They did a similar thing with Final Fantasy 15, right? Where there was like a whole bunch of...
Yeah, they did like 5 or 6 episodes of some kind of anime. But that was actually in English.
Oh, okay.
This Persona 5 thing never was. I assume this will get subtitled and be on one of the anime streaming services next year. That's cool. I like Persona. I like Persona 5.
That's cool.
I still haven't been able to get back to that game since I went to E3.
Dude, you're going to forget what you need to do and how to do it by the time you get back to it.
Well, I'm in the last dungeon. It's not that complicated, but I just haven't been able to go back to it. Because of stupid Fire Emblem. Oh, and this next game we're going to talk about. PUBG.
Gee.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has just become the most played non-Valve game on Steam.
I saw that.
Behind Dota 2 and Counter-Strike.
That's crazy.
Global Offensive. Yeah, 481,000 concurrent players.
Wow, that's wild. That's a lot of people at the same time. And it's probably only going to go up as the game gets more and more popular.
Well, apparently they already crossed 5 million copies now.
Jeez, the game hasn't even come out on consoles yet.
Yeah. No, 6 million.
I honestly wonder if it's going to do as well on consoles. I want to think it is,
great. I'm
but
sure it'll do great on console.
yeah.
The first person only server or mode has launched. I haven't played that yet. Apparently that's really intense. I think the new crates come out tomorrow, which we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And what else?
Have they responded?
You can honk the horn in cars now.
Have they responded to the controversy of unlocking
They've responded.
with keys?
We talked about the crates last week, right?
Yeah, they were going to release crates that you were going to have to use keys.
Yeah.
And you were going to have to buy the keys to unlock the crates.
So there's crates coming out tomorrow that contain Battle Royale themed gear.
Right.
And I think it's only for the month of August or until the end of Gamescom. I don't even know how long it's running. There's 3 different crates. 2 of them are free to open.
Right.
And can be bought with a currency that's earned in game. They show a little loot table of what's in these new chests.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple new items and old items. Actually, interesting enough, I was looking at this one crate, the Wanderer crate. It shows the ballistic mask as one of the drops. The ballistic mask saves you from headshots.
Wow.
Like, if you get shot in the face, I think it could take 1 shot.
Interesting.
Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's only cosmetic.
I was under the impression they were all just cosmetic, but
yeah, I thought the ballistic
possible, I guess.
I thought the ballistic mask gave you armor, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's the actual helmet.
I don't know.
It must be, because I don't think
make sense.
I don't think they could give you an item that gives you a perk right off the get go, because then that would be unfair. So it must just be total aesthetic. And then the third crate, which has even more of the Battle Royale shit. And yeah, like you're saying, you had to buy keys. And it's not that people are really upset about the crates and buying or paying. It's that the devs said that they weren't going to do any microtransactions while the game was in early access.
Right.
So the founder of the studio came out and he's like, yeah, well, we need to test the feature and to make sure that it's working for when the game goes 1.0, which is going to be soon. And, we want to figure out the economy so it's not a total disaster when the game goes release. And basically just, yeah, whatever. Bunch of bullshit. You want money. Your game's super hot. You want to get money as quick and as soon as possible. So yeah, pretty weak ass response in my opinion. We like money. We want money. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to affect the freaking trajectory of that game at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to either, because there's going to be a small group of people that are going to bitch and complain about it.
And they're the ones who, you know what? It's funny. They're the ones that are going to spend the most amount of money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the funny thing. The ones
they'll bitch and complain about it, and then they'll keep playing.
I already bought the game once. I don't care about aesthetics. If I unlock anything that's worth a damn cent, you already heard me a couple weeks ago. I'm selling that shit on a Steam marketplace. Give me that trench coat. I'm going to sell that shit.
Yeah.
Give me that bandana. I'm going to sell that shit, because that shit's worth a few $100s.
That's crazy.
I need no stupid fucking coat or bandana. Like, seriously? Doesn't do anything.
The fact that people are paying that for...
Oh, I know
that is terrifying. That is sad and gross all at the same time.
Yeah, but oh well. Some people have more money than sense. Yeah. And I will gladly take that money. I guess we don't really have to talk about this. We already talked about this. That was redundant. Hey, remember Hob?
I do. That game was super cool.
Really cool Zelda-esque adventure 3D platformer game
sort of,
from Runic. Runic Studios? Yeah, Runic Games. Sorry, the guys who make Games. Torchlight.
I have a dope Hob t-shirt.
I got that t-shirt too. I don't even know where the hell it is.
Mine's hanging in my closet.
Yeah, we got it from PAX last year. That's right.
Super cool shirt. That game was cool. It had so much style. There was puzzles. There was some combat. The art style is incredible in that game.
I'm wearing my Kojima Productions t-shirt that I got at PAX.
Look at you
or
go.
Not PAX. I mean at E3.
Yeah, I went to E3.
I'm going to post on Twitter right now just to make you angry.
You fucking suck. I'm not going to look.
Speaking of t-shirts, I got to give a huge shout out to Brian, who hooked me up with that Mario t-shirt that I was crying about not getting at E3.
Oh, yeah.
At that Uniqlo or whatever. Apparently Vancouver's getting one, but in Canada they don't fucking do online shopping.
Yep.
Anyway, he is a crazy person and decided he wanted to go to the mall near, well, I don't think it was near his house, but across town, and I'm hoping he picked up some shit for himself. I'm pretty sure. Because I was telling everyone how awesome their Mario or Nintendo line of t-shirts was.
Yeah.
But he got me that wicked white ones, and I totally appreciate that dude. You rock.
Sweet.
But yeah, anyway, that shirt's awesome. I actually ended up getting some more, but one of my friends in Detroit ended up picking me up. I should have just bought them all when I was in LA. Such an idiot. Yeah, so anyway, back to Hoff. Stupid t-shirt derailment.
Hob, man, come on.
That game's cool, and they got a release date. It's coming September 26th.
Oh, man, that's kind of...
It's not the
best timing, I feel like.
It's not an exclusive, is it? The story's from the PlayStation blog, but I think it's coming out for everything.
I think it's coming to everything. I should probably look that up before I say that, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So that's coming out. That game looks awesome. I'm pretty sure they're going to be at PAX again.
I hope so. I'd like to see sort of their updated.
I wouldn't doubt it. One last push for some publicity. And then another game that I talked about from E3, Matterfall, that new Housemarque Castlevania-esque side-scroller platformer, is coming out August 15th. So is that next week or the following week?
That's the following 8th week. Today. I mean, sorry, it's the 2nd today.
So just under 2 weeks from now.
Okay. Yeah.
That game looked cool. I
want to play more of it.
That up. Actually, speaking of 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, just under, is that freaking Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's going to be pretty big.
I'm hoping that that's going to be awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome.
I mean, those guys haven't really let me down in a long time. Okay, probably never.
I'm watching the video to Matterfall. That game looks like right up my wheelhouse.
Actually, I lied. Naughty Dog let me down when they made Jak 2 instead of Jak and Daxter 2. And then Jak 3.
You're the only one that's butthurt about that.
I'm not the only one that's butthurt about it. I know there's other people out there that wanted a proper Jak and Daxter 2
No, we'll never get
sequel.
another Jak game.
That makes me sad.
We might, maybe, seeing how good what the Crash Bandicoot did. Apparently that game's been selling like gangbusters.
Apparently a lot of people really like it. So yeah.
The section of Matterfall that they had playable at E3 is nowhere near as insane as the shit that they're showing in this trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have a look at it.
I plan to.
It looks fucking intense. It's got a little Ikaruga, freaking Super Stardust retro, or what's the What's the shooter one that came out with PS4?
Oh, way to throw that there.
God damn it. They made it too.
I know exactly.
Resogun. This game looks sweet. Anyway, they got a release date.
Sweet.
Boop-a-doo. What else is there? I think that's about it for news. I deleted some stories that we kind of talked about. A bunch of people. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Super Nintendo NES Classic. We talked about it last week. Everyone's getting their shit canceled because of the glitch on Walmart. Apparently Nintendo tweeted out yesterday, or maybe the day before. Who gives a shit? They tweeted out saying that pre-orders are coming at the end of August. So the tweet was from Nintendo. So I'm going to guess there's probably going to be some kind of coordinated pre-order event or program that's going to happen with all the retailers, considering that Nintendo is the one that put out the tweet, not any individual retailers.
Yeah, I don't.
Sounds
I don't
like
know,
there's
man.
going to be ample supply.
Get their
for
shit
pre-orders
together and send out more than fucking 10 of these things.
Rumor is there's going to be ample supply for pre-order and that there'll be lots of stock shipping to stores. So I think that you might actually be able to pick one up on release date in store if you didn't pre-order. Obviously, there's going to be lineups like up the wazoo everywhere, but I don't know,
man. If the Switch is anything to go by.
Well, exactly. The Switch is still not even in supply. Though I actually saw some Switches at Walmart the other day when I was there.
Really?
They had two. I'm pretty sure those were gone by the time I left the store.
I was going to say, well, I'm sure that didn't last long.
Speaking of Super Nintendo Classic, did you see the tweets on the internet about the Amazon treasure truck?
No.
On the weekend, I think it was Saturday. Maybe it was Sunday. I want to say it was Saturday. Apparently Amazon in a bunch of major US cities, well, not a bunch, I think it was like 6 or 7 cities, have these like treasure trucks. I don't know if this is something new.
Okay.
Or something they've done before, but apparently they have one super sought after item. And
the Switch?
No, it was the NES Classic.
Oh, right.
Our buddy Brian managed to snag one. Obviously Wario 64, the freaking internet sales pre-order and air price bought. I don't know. He can't be human. The guy tweets way too much to be 100% human. He responds. So there's a human that works that account. But I think a lot of his tweets are automated. They have to be.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
He tweeted out early about Amazon truck and this, and that's like in Seattle and I think in LA and I don't know where hell else. Anyway, and then I just saw an influx of people who managed to get it.
Wow.
They I guess they forced you to sign in with your Amazon account and it was limited to one per account. Though apparently there's someone posted a photo of some douchebag with like something like 20 bags.
Wow.
20 of the treasure truck bags. And they're like, well, he must have had people go in lines for him or he, whatever. Anyway, people were just like, that's not cool, dude. It's cool, not cool. But yeah, that's awesome. People that have been dying to get one for a while got one.
That's cool. I mean, I don't really care about the NES Classic so much. It's the Super NES one that I'm actually interested in.
Which leads into our free-for-all section.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 8-bit-do remote retro receiver is what they call it. I got that from Amazon Prime Day.
Okay, yeah.
And it basically gives you Bluetooth / sorry, I was like away from my mic, so I probably sounded quiet there for a sec. Wireless capability to the NES Classic, which will work on the Super Nintendo because it has the same port as well. And basically, you could sync one of the 8-bit-do controllers, or you can any controller, Wii U controller, a Wii remote, freaking PlayStation 4 controller. So I sunk a PlayStation 4 controller to my NES Classic and was actually able to play it.
Oh, nice.
That 3-foot cord that comes with the controller that's built in is bullshit.
Yeah.
That thing works awesome. It was super easy to pair. I just put my PS4 controller in pairing mode. For those of you who don't know how to do it, I believe it's holding down the share button and the PlayStation button for like 5 seconds. It starts blinking white. And that basically puts it into like a Bluetooth pairing mode.
Right.
So it compared to like Bluetooth adapters as opposed to specifically a PS4.
Nice.
Because you just have to hit the PlayStation 4 button to pair with the PS4, right? Or plug it in or whatever and hit the button.
I usually just plug it in and then after that it just pairs automatically.
It worked instantly. There was no lag. It played really well. I played a bunch of NES games. My daughter really likes the menu music and was dancing to it. She thought it was awesome.
Very nice.
And for some reason, I thought Tetris was on the NES Classic, and it's not. That seems like a huge faux pas.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Anyway,
I feel like Tetris was more of a Game Boy game, though.
The Retro Receiver gets my thumbs up if you have an NES Classic, and it'll be compatible because it's the same ports on the Super Nintendo Classic. That I suggest you get one because you can use who doesn't have a bunch of PS4 controllers or even your Wii remotes, right?
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea.
And it was 10. I got it for $10 during the Prime days. I don't know how much it is. I think it's like $20
there normally?
Regular. Oh, not even. It's like, well, it's American. It was on sale for 10. It's $16.89 on Amazon right now.
Okay, that's not terrible.
So, yeah, $16.89 in stock. Ships from Amazon.com.
Sweet.
Awesome. I cannot recommend it enough. Worked flawlessly. I'm pretty happy cool. I got it. I'm tempted to get another one. So for 2-player action.
Because like you said, those controllers do
those
not
3-foot cords, they're not even good enough for you to hang yourself with.
Oh.
They're even too short for that.
Yeesh. That is saying something.
But yeah, anyway.
That's cool.
Amazon does cool shit, and when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, that's definitely we don't get the cool truck around here, that's for sure.
No, we don't get the cool truck. We don't even get to share our Amazon Prime accounts with other members of the family here in Canada. We just get Amma fucked in the ass. Whoa.
That bad, but
I'm just kidding. Amazon's awesome. I love Amazon. I'm just jealous that I couldn't go to the treasure truck and go on a treasure adventure.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a terrible name for it.
I think it's awesome. You know they're gonna do it again. Treasure trucks with switches. It seems like a no-brainer. They're probably going to do it again with the Super Nintendo Classics. It's a pretty wicked item to pick for such a thing, right?
It's smart.
I bet you they'll have the treasure truck at PAX.
I feel like they did last year.
They had something, Amazon.
Yeah.
The buy shit you don't need truck. Remember a couple weeks ago? Actually, no, it's probably a couple months ago now. Because this is how long this item took to get to me.
Okay.
Remember when we were talking about guys making Amiibo NFC cards?
Yep.
Well, I ordered some after our discussion. Hey, you can do this yourself.
Yes, I vaguely remember you saying that you were going to do that.
It was literally like, it's got to be at least 2 months ago. Probably closer to 3. So I ordered some off of eBay. And it's like, a month rolls by. I'm like, I gotta message this guy because I haven't got them yet, and said it was going to be here by now. And I'm now a week over the date that he said it was going to arrive. Didn't arrive. So I just said, hey man, like,
what's going on?
Give me my money back. And eBay's like, yeah, give him his money back, douchebag. You said it was going to be here by this. And it was like a month, like 6-week window.
Right.
Like pretty decent window. And it's like, okay, I'm not getting them. It was just, eBay's full of scammers and douchebags. Lame.
Gotta be careful.
Well, another 2 months roll by, or another month. I don't know. I've lost track. It seems like I ordered them 1,000 years ago. They randomly showed up. So this was the other fun thing I did on the weekend besides playing with my retro receiver. I programmed some NFC cards.
And I assume it works?
Yeah, it's super easy. A lot of guys on Amazon and eBay have been selling these tags. They've been selling the sticker versions.
Interesting.
Which, just you can stick anywhere. But the ones I bought are actually, they're hard plastic cards, probably business card sized.
Yeah,
almost like your work,
they look
swipey.
like my security tags.
Yeah, it's probably exactly what it is.
I'm sure that's exactly what it is.
I wonder if I could read my work security tag, I could probably copy it over to one of these.
Probably.
Because I'm pretty sure there's zero encryption on those. Anyway, yeah, I made a couple amiibos. I downloaded a 20 heart wolf link. Got a portable Epona, so when I come to PAX, I can give everybody Epona rides left, right, and center.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, now I have another 18 that I don't know what to do with because I own every freaking amiibo, so I don't really feel... I got the Wolf Link one because I'm never going to unlock a fully powered up Wolf Link.
Right.
That just ain't going to happen. And then I figured the Epona I can carry with me because no one can get that freaking amiibo without paying through the nose for it. So
$100.
Yeah, if you cash me outside of PAX, I'll be carrying Epona in my pocket.
Sweet.
And I can give you an Epona
Is that
ride.
an Epona in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
That's an Epona in my pocket.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. The app was really simple. Now that I have a bunch of extras, I'm trying to make some custom recipes. The app that I use, basically you load a bin file and then you tap it to your phone and it writes to it. It's instantaneous. It's takes some time, but I got to download another program to make some recipes and then write my own. I guess you save it as a bin file and use the same app to write it.
Okay.
But I was looking at a website of cool things to do with NFC. You can make, I know it only works with Android because I don't think Apple has NFC opener enabled on their phones.
Yeah.
They
have a weird proprietary thing where it's only useful for Apple Pay.
You can't
actually use it for anything else.
Yeah. You can make shit. I'm having a brain fart here. Sorry. You can make a tag so that has your Wi-Fi password and stuff, so people could tap their phone and just connect to your Wi-Fi. Or you can essentially think any script you can kind of think of. You can save on one of these tags and automate some tasks. It's
oh yeah, bloop. You can do all kinds of fun. I mean, you can get fairly they're really good for example, you don't want to give people your Wi-Fi password when they come over. You can tap the card to their phone and it will give them Wi-Fi access, and you don't have to worry about actually giving them out. Now they're just connected to your Wi-Fi, and if you want, you can change the password or whatever, and it'll go away. Stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can program it to do all kinds of interesting things like that.
I'm looking at some recipes, and I'm going to try and do some fun stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited.
That's cool, man.
They're really high quality, too. They're a hard plastic.
Yeah, they looked pretty solid.
Had I not had every amiibo, because I love them as collector's items. I don't know. It's kind of piracy. Loading.
I don't know if it's kind of. I think it totally is.
Yeah, yeah. There's no if, and, or buts. It totally is. But
because you're essentially doing. I mean, you're not getting the amiibo, but you're getting. I guess it depends on
you're
what
ripping
you're getting
the tag
the amiibo
or
for.
the data off of the amiibo.
Yeah.
If you have the amiibos, you can actually read them and write. So, since I have the amiibos, I could actually rip them myself, which is and I have them all. I have the complete. We haven't talked about amiibos in a while. It's getting me all excited. I have the whole Smash Brothers set now. It's finally complete.
You got Cloud.
I got 2 versions of Cloud.
Wow.
2 versions of Bayonetta and 2 versions of Corrin.
Wow.
Another Fire Emblem. Actually, it's the main hero from the new old Fire Emblem I'm playing now.
The new old one?
No, the new one. But it's old now that I'm playing now after the new one that's the old one.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
Is it
don't
the
worry
new
about
one
it.
or the old one?
It's the old one. But it's the new one. Yeah, anyway, I have all of them, and that makes me happy.
Fair enough. That's
But
cool,
then I
man.
added up how much money that probably cost me, and
it made you kind of sick to your stomach a little bit?
but they look really cool all over my desk. I need more room. I need display cases is what I freaking need, but we don't have a fucking IKEA in Victoria, which, god damn it.
I'm actually surprised there isn't
I asked
one
my
over
damn
there.
sister to pick me up some cases, but she's like, oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
To be fair, IKEA is not exactly close to where any of us live, so...
No, and I know, but man... Actually, I can order them now. Apparently, like this week in town, they have like an IKEA drop-off spot. They charge quite a bit, though.
Yeah, man, I've heard about people that do trips to IKEA in Victoria.
There's whole businesses based around it,
and
but
that's
now they
what
have
they do.
like
They go to the mainland and they pick up IKEA, and then they
IKEA actually has a service now, which is pretty It's $80, but it doesn't matter the size of your order. Like, it's just a flat rate.
Wow.
So you could order the whole store, or you can get like a $10 item. You'd have to pay $80 to bring it here.
Does
I think-
IKEA not just ship? Like, you can't just order it
No,
online?
they don't
and-
ship. No.
Interesting.
They're just weirdos like that.
Huh.
But
Okay.
yeah, their glass cases work really well. Like, I have 3 of them now for like my Transformers and stuff, but I really need at least another 3 or 4. Because I'm just running out of room. My desk is crawling with amiibos and Transformers. My daughter goes fucking crazy when she comes into my office trying to grab everything.
Oh,
So
yeah,
just-
because it's all just going to be there on the end, right? They can just grab everything.
So I need to find
You put that
homes
stuff
for
in
it.
display cases, man.
I know, but I
Get
don't
them out of
have
those
any.
little finger...
I guess if you break down the cost, if I get a couple and average the cost across and get maybe some other people to order some shit, could probably save some money.
Or you could just, next time you're over here on the mainland, just go there and...
Yeah, but the
Do it
next time
yourself.
I'm on the mainland, I won't have a car. We were supposed to go, and then don't tell my sister. But we were supposed to come there a couple months ago, but then they had all that kerfuffle go down with their kitty cat, and then we didn't come.
Right.
We talked about that on the show a little bit.
Yeah.
So we didn't come, but I think I was most excited for that trip to go to Olive Garden and IKEA to get my glass cases.
Fair enough.
Because I'm an asshole like that.
Fair enough.
But yeah. NFC cards and stickers. They're cool. They're fun. I suggest if you sounded like anything I just said was neat, and it's super
And you're
freaking
willing
easy.
to wait 6 months, then
It's-
order some on eBay
Yeah,
and call it a
it
day.
took me 3, and it'll probably take longer now because they're pretty popular. Or you can start a business of pirating amiibos and reselling them on eBay and Amazon. I think I got 20 cards.
Maybe don't do that.
It was like $13 or $12. It wasn't very expensive. It was less than $1 a piece. Actually, if you look on Amazon and eBay, they're like flooded with people selling amiibo tags. Like, here's all
Oh,
the
I bet
Zelda
the price
ones.
on those has come down big time then now.
Oh yeah, because these things have gotten so cheap. But they're still pretty pricey. But you know, for the price of a couple amiibo, you can get like a whole set. Save yourself a couple $100.
Yeah.
So I don't condone. The amiibos are way cooler than this. The cards are convenient.
Right.
I'm going to get into playing with some of the other neat little things we can do.
Because then you can stick the cards in the little thing alongside your Switch.
Like, man, I
and
can
when
sit
you're out
down
and
on my
about, you
desk,
can-
tap my NFC tag, and then have my PC boot up Pornhub. I mean, our podcast for us to record.
Yeah.
The potential is limitless.
Just about.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add, my friend?
I got nothing, man. Honestly, I've been working too much and not playing enough video games. I'm really looking forward to this long weekend coming up, and I want to play some video games and kind of chill out a bit, and I'm looking forward to it. Sometimes you just, lots of stresses going on, and it's the summer, so of course you got the whole people are on vacation and stuff, which can get fun, and it's just long hours and not enough other stuff happening. So,
man, so I got some bad news.
What?
We won't have a show next week.
All right, you son of a bee. You're in frickin' Disney World.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Pandora, mining some of that unobtainium, making that buku internet or space bucks or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to Disney World next week, so I think it'll be too hard to record a show. Unless Dane magically records a show and sends me the file and I edit it while have some downtime on the trip, I don't think we're going to have a show next week.
Yeah, the way my stuff has been going, I don't know if it'll happen.
Yeah, it might be a little too difficult. So, sorry, guys. I gotta go Disney World, man. Get my Mickey Mouse on. I'm actually pretty super stoked because I'm going to get some freaking Dole Whip because I love Dole Whip.
It is pretty good.
And I'm actually pretty excited. I get to go to the Japan Expo at Epcot, which is like my favorite because I've never been to Japan. So it's like a week imitation of like being in Japan.
It's pretend Japan.
They have a really cool store with like tons of Pokemon and like Nintendo stuff and anime stuff and cool Japanese stuff because Japan's awesome.
I agree.
And I really like it.
I would like to go one day.
And I get to go to Pandora Land and I get to go to Disneyland World. Super excited.
That's sweet, man. I'm totally jealous.
And my little baby's pretty excited to see Minnie and Mickey now that she saw them when we went to Hawaii, and she's not scared of them.
Fair
so
enough.
Yeah, I won't be here next week. I'm be on vacation in America, chilling with Donald Trump. I'm not chilling with that fucking idiot.
I was just gonna say.
No offense, if he's fine, whatever. Let's not get political.
Okay.
Yeah, so sorry guys. But we'll be back in 2 weeks with a vengeance.
Yeah.
I will probably have played lots of Splatoon and Fire Emblem.
I imagine.
I might pick up that freaking genie game. What's it called? Shantae.
Half Genie Hero.
Half Genie Hero. Not the full Genie Hero. That's the sequel.
Dude, she's a half genie. Her mom's a genie, but her dad's not.
Half genie, half what?
Just human.
Oh, just human?
I think.
Okay.
But anything's possible.
You can follow me on Twitter at RickF. No, KRICF.
You can always come bug me on Twitter at Dane Cody. At DAYNECODY.
And actually, something really cool. You can email Dane or I at Rico at Geekoholics or Dane at Geekoholics.com.
Yes, you can.
So,
because that's a thing that happened.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to hit us up on Twitter, of course, with your quick hot takes. But if you got some long form rant and raving you got to do,
then send it to Rick.
Send us an email to Dane at Geekoholics.com or Rico at Geekoholics.com. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Of course, subscribe to us, YouTube, Facebook, iTunes,
wherever podcasts are
Twitter,
to.
The other places where the internet stuff is. We're at Geekoholics or Geekoholics everywhere. No one We beat everyone out for that super popular name.
Yeah.
So we own it everywhere. And of course, if you have the power to review us on iTunes, please do. And or wherever else good, great, awesome, amazing podcasts are sold. Helps us find new listeners and get our audience to grow. But of course, we appreciate all you listeners for being here. And yeah, in 2 weeks, we'll be back.
We will.
I'll report on Pandora Land. Apparently the Avatar ride's supposed to be really freaking awesome.
Fair enough.
I've heard good things.
I look forward to hearing more.
We are out.
I'll miss you.
Peace.